Hi, folks. Welcome to another episode of Recovery Talks. I'm Holly Sakala, person in long-term recovery, and I am here today with Linda Mahoney from the Department of Behavioral Health. Today we're going to talk about the Rally for Recovery. Thank you, Linda.
Well, thank you for having me.
Okay.
A subject I love to talk about.
Yes, you do. So tell us a little bit what you do for the Department of Behavioral Health.
Sure. I'm the administrator for the Department of Behavioral Health. Basically, what that means is I work with the director Stenning and a wonderful staff, just trying to work through any complaints, any problems that come on to the department. We look at policies and we fight for every dollar that we can get. And
you got to fight for those dollars pretty hard nowadays.
We have to fight for them dollars pretty hard, and we're always looking for ways to develop and improve our substance abuse system that we have it, especially now working with the managed care organization. So we're real busy, and we have a real dedicated staff, which most people don't know that, but
I'd have to agree.
They work really, really hard.
Yes, I'd have to agree. You're a hard-working bunch.
Yeah.
So I know that, Craig Stenning has actually done a lot for the rallies over the years, and that he's encouraged his staff to be involved.
Mm-hmm.
And, of course, you and I work pretty closely on the rally committee.
Yeah, we do.
But we do want to highlight that it's not something that you guys do on the clock. It's something that you volunteer to do.
Mm-hmm.
You give your time and your energy to support recovery. And that's something that I appreciate, you know.
Thank you.
And so maybe you tell us a little bit about, what your involvement with the rally has been over the years.
Well, sure. I think for anybody that works in the field of substance abuse, you work with people every day, and as an ally, recovery is something we all strive for. Whether or not you're in recovery, you're a family member, you're a daughter, son, mother. I mean, everybody wants that special person in their life to get life back.
Yes.
And recovery, the Rally for Recovery is so much about hope, and it's so much about the excitement and really the joy of working in the field that we work in. For many of the clinicians and many from people who answer the phone all the way up, they hear a lot of the problems and the pain and everything that comes with the fighting for recovery. The rally is about bringing everybody together to see the results, to see the joy, to see the children that have their moms back, to see the moms that have their daughters back, just to see life on life terms and just celebrating it, and not only that, but advocating. One of the big things I saw last year in the rally was getting people to sign up and vote and to really realize that they have a voice in politics, they have a voice in legislation. We had 12,000 people there last year. 12,000 people.
We were definitely busy then.
It was like a sea of
Yes.
people, and I think politicians learn that we vote and we are out there in numbers, and we want an improved lifestyle, and we want the rights that are coming to everyone. Regardless if you're recovering from mental health or substance abuse, or you're recovering
From both.
a medical issue. I mean,
Right.
Recovery spans a big window. Almost everyone on the department floor works in some aspect at the recovery rally. They might be behind the scenes, and some of us might be more out front in the planning stages, but that's the fun part. It really is.
Well, I mean, I've been on the committee now for a few years, and I have to say that I've seen lots of folks from the department put in and dig in and lifting things, unpacking things, serving people, gathering sponsors. I mean, really just doing everything they can to enhance the community's involvement in the rally.
Sure.
And like I said, I appreciate that. And I know that it's not a small plan that comes together for the rally, that there's just a lot of things that happen within Recovery Month. And it all kicks off on the 29th. We're going to start the kickoff for the rally and the Recovery Month on the lawn at the BHDD.
Yeah,
That's right, right on the house. All right. And so tell me what that looks like, the kickoff. Is that when we unveil quilts? Who's doing the quilt this year? That'd be CTR?
CTR. Well, the recovery, first of all, September is Recovery Month.
Right.
And, we lead into it with a bang
Yes,
right off the
we
get-go,
do.
because we want to take advantage of every single moment that we can celebrate across the state, not just in Providence for
That's
our
right.
main rally. This one in Cranston, our kickoff, is actually, we're gonna honor, don't tell anybody, this is a secret.
Oh, it's a little
Okay,
secret.
don't tell anybody. We're
Oh,
going
it's
to
good
honor
stuff.
one of the staff members for BHDDH, Connie Sorelli, and she has been behind the scenes. She's kind of shy, so we're going to have her come forward, and we're just going to tell everybody how much work she's really done. But the whole rally
For many, many,
for many years. I think from the beginning.
Yes. Connie is the rally queen.
She's the rally. I'm just a princess, and me and you are princesses. She's the queen that really
Yes.
runs the rally and knows the connections and gets people to donate money, because it just takes some money to run.
It does.
I mean, with 12,000 people, there's a lot of planning. Everyone's fed. Every treatment provider in the state is able to come. We have all the things that we have for children. It takes a lot of organization, and she really knows
It really
everyone.
does.
But let's talk a little bit. Well, you know more about the opening kickoff, because I know you're you're so much behind the quilt itself. Maybe you could share a little bit about the quilt.
Well, the quilt squares, they get made at the rally every year, and then the next year, the organization that I'll say steps up to the plate and really takes pride in crafting all of those things together and putting the quilt together. This year it's CTR. So the quilt comes together, and people will put all sorts of things on those quilt squares. I mean, the rallies I've been to, the quilt square I made was in a memorial for a niece and a nephew that have passed from overdose at opioids. And I mean, mine says, "Gone but not forgotten." We love you. We miss you. So I think a lot of family members do memorial squares for people that have succumbed to the addiction itself. And then a lot of people do, little good slogans like, one day at a time, easy does it. You'll see those kind of squares come together in this neat little mesh that, although we lose a lot of people to addiction, we also get a lot of people well.
Yeah.
A lot of people get well and do really good with their lives in recovery. And I think that's what the quilt is for people to see that, that celebration part of getting well, and then, the pain that you talk about a little bit earlier is that the pain of losing people, that this disease is deadly. And, this rally is to raise awareness that there's help out there, you're not alone. And that's kind of what the quilt says.
It does. Last year, one of the girls that was making, she was a young girl, and she was making her own quilt, and she said to me, what do I write on my little felt square? And I said, well, anything that's in your heart. And she just wrote, "I love you, Mom, miss you." And for her, that was the first time she started that healing process, and to be able to and a lot of times kids can do that through artwork. They don't have the words, maybe it's in song, but artwork is a really good way of kind of getting that healing process to begin. So we incorporate all of that. Everybody's in that recovery quilt. It's not just one, it's
really true.
all.
Yes.
So.
It is true. They all come together in one nice
It's
little
beautiful.
It is beautiful.
Yeah.
Last year had two sides. I'm excited to see what this year's will look like. And I'm glad that CTR is the one doing it, as we have so many people overdosing. Medicated assisted recovery is often kind of not looked at too well and a little stigmatized. So I'm really hoping to kind of bring awareness to the fact that it's a valid path. It really works for people. They go back, they become productive members of society, they get well, they get back to their families. And I think, the community could learn, or they could benefit from learning from, the kickoff and the quilt kind of becoming awareness for the medicated assisted recovery community as well.
I love how you said that there's many different pathways. I get the opportunity to go across the country to talk about other substance abuse agencies and what they do. And Rhode Island is really well known People come up to me and they're like, oh, well, that's what Rhode Island does. And what we do is we give a lot of options. There's a lot of different ways for people to get that wholeness that they need. It might be going to the Y, it might be going to their church, it might be going to Suboxone, or methadone, it might be going AA, NA, but you've got the options.
Oh, yeah.
And I was so proud just to say, yeah, I'm from Rhode Island. Yeah. I mean, we have so many losses, and every week we talk about the overdose, and that's hard.
It is hard.
Because I know with that one person, there are 10 more other people that are affected. That's why we have to look at the hope that's out there. And instead of all the losses, we need to know that there are people that have an avenue to have that hope. And
well, there's hundreds of people that walk through the center every day, and they're all doing really well. So, I mean, that's what I think is most important about the rally. Is allowing people to honor the people that we've lost, but really celebrating life and a new way of it, right? I mean, you're successful.
It's
hard work.
It's hard work.
But we have a lot of people really doing really well in recovery, and I think that's probably the best fun about the rally. The music doesn't hurt either.
No. Can I tell you my favorite rally moment?
What? Please do.
Okay. Last year, we had 12,000 people, and we're running around, and there's a lot of things that, we're on earphones, and people are talking to us, I need this over here, and all of a sudden, I walked up to this man, and he had a baby in his arms, and the baby was young, and he was giving the baby a bottle, and he looked a little worn. If I can say that, that's the best. He had a rough year.
Yes.
He was at the rally, and he was giving this baby a bottle, and I took his picture because I had to stop, because it epitomized everything that we do. And I walked up to him and I said, do you mind if I ask you? He said, and he looked at me in the eyes and he said, we both have 1 month clean. And it was a moment that really made all the running around and all the work worth it, because it was a reuniting of the person that had gotten lost back into life with a new life.
I know.
And the little girl probably, well, I don't know if it was a girl or boy, I couldn't tell, but would never know their father high. Never.
Right.
All she'd know is that he's surrounded by people that just love life. And what a great way to grow up.
That is a great way to grow up.
That was my best moment. I just wanted to share that.
That's awesome. I had a lot of moments.
Yeah, what was your best moment?
My best moment at the rally? There are so many.
Yeah.
There really are so many. I think I love to see the kids play in the activity area, because I don't think a lot of people recognize that although young children aren't necessarily affected by the disease, they're affected by the disease. Their parents, their aunts, their uncles, their grandparents, and it's a tough life for a kid to struggle through with parents that have these illnesses. And I think the rally gives those parents a chance to restore the hope in those kids. That, hey, guess what? This is my new life. Things are going great. Let's go out and have some fun together. And then you can see a lot of other kids there that their parents have struggled through or overcome these issues as well. So it does restore the hope for the kids too. I think that's part of my favorite part, is to see the kids smiling and the long line for the face painting and stuff like that. I love that part.
And we've got some great sponsors. I mean, Home Depot. Last year, they were every kid that was there got a little apron, and they got to build things. And they've actually committed to come again this year.
That's awesome.
We've had Walgreens, who has been an incredible sponsor to the rally. Just really involved with people understanding about Narcan, and actually we were giving away some free samples of Narcan and how instructions on how to use it.
That's important for parents too. Parents of young
family members,
substance users, family members really should know about Narcan.
Well, when you're a mom and you have a child that's using, and that's such a feeling of uncontrol. You feel like, there should be something you can do. You can. You can learn about Narcan. You can learn about resources for yourself. So your anger is appropriately placed. There's recoveries for family. I love that you put that it was an illness and it was a disease. Because if someone had a heart attack, everyone would run around the family
And they'd be like,
support
hey,
the
eat
family.
more lettuce.
Yeah,
less,
what can I do for you?
What can I do? Don't
Right.
lift that.
No.
Right? Don't lift that.
Here's some food, but
Yes.
when you got a child or you got a husband, it's, that there's that resistance to get involved. And this is
Right.
about getting involved.
That's right.
And I'm privileged to be involved. And anyone who wants to volunteer, by the way, in case we
Yes.
haven't said this, go to Rally for Recovery on the website, and there's a button that you can hit to volunteer, and
That's
we'll
right.
plug you into a job that makes you feel good to give. I think the messages I got, because I ran the volunteer program last year, it's this is my opportunity to give back. This is my opportunity to serve because so many people were there for me.
That's a big part of a lot of people's recovery is giving back, isn't it?
And if you get more than you give. I have a family motto that says you can never outgive God. And my kids were brought up on it. It's like if you give, you can't be miserable and grateful at the same time. And you certainly get grateful when you give. So,
That's true.
Rally for Recovery. Anyone
Volunteer.
who's there, get on there.
Volunteer.
Volunteer. Hit
By
that
the
button.
way, we are having the volunteer training at Anchor this week. But seeing as this episode is going to run for September, don't hesitate. If you miss the opportunity, you can always go to the website, rallyforrecovery.com, sign up to volunteer. We need you.
And you'll have fun. And you get a free T-shirt, which is not bad.
Yes, free T-shirt. We have fun, and we feed you
Yeah.
you've never been fed before because we got a lot of food coming.
Have you seen the T-shirt?
Yes.
Yes.
Very cute.
Tell them how nice it is.
It is beautiful. You're gonna love it. But we're gonna keep that a secret until you come to the volunteer meeting.
Oh, okay.
Right?
It's really nice.
Yes.
It's hopeful.
It is very hopeful. And then, so the rally has a lot of different elements to it. We have treatment centers coming out. There are alternate beverage people coming out, and I think it does kind of give a chance to highlight the celebration part. They've got a large area for prayer circle and prayer squares that they're doing. Is that with the diocese, the Catholic diocese?
It is, but it really is non-denominational. They don't.
So it's together.
The idea is, if you need to, really have kind of someone that you want to talk to, it's an opportunity. But we've grown throughout the years from the rally, and we've learned, that, people come there, and we hope that they come there to have fun. But there are some people that come there that also want to find out more about treatment. There are some people that want to find out more about 12-step programs. We usually have representation from AA and NA, from the recovery houses. How do I get into a recovery house? What do I do?
Right.
So it's more than just fun. It's also a lot of education and opportunity to really see that, we're all alike, no different. All sizes, all shapes,
Yes,
all
that's
colors,
true.
all economic, but, we're all in the same game.
Pretty much most of the providers in Rhode Island come, and they have all the information there. So it is, if you are a family member of somebody that's suffering this illness, then it is a great opportunity to come out to a public event and kind of get some information, talk to people that have like situations, and really educate yourself how you help that loved one, I think. Plus we have some stellar music coming too.
Well, we have...
We do. Stellar.
Well, David Lemer, who is actually one of the staff members for BH, he had always worked with me, and I never knew he's like this icon.
Rock star.
Rock star. And to see someone work with you every day, and then all of a sudden to see him get up there and just rock the house.
Yes.
And he's got groupies, and I stopped and danced for a couple minutes. Did you stop and dance for a couple minutes?
Oh, absolutely.
You got to enjoy the moment. And
You
it's
can't
fun.
celebrate without dancing.
Good music.
Dancing to a beat.
Oh, got to have music.
Yes.
Yeah, it was fun.
So the Senders coming, and I think who's opening for the Senders? The Neil Young and the Vipers.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So some great music. Of course, the Recovery All Stars.
I'm sure.
Can't have a rally without the Recovery All Stars.
Yeah, and we really can't have a program without talking about Jim Gillen. Love you, Jim.
That's true.
Who is actually one of our faces and voices of recovery. He literally is. So he'll be leading the entertainment section, and I can only imagine what that will be.
Yes. He's pretty thorough on that.
Yeah. He gets people lined up and moves them along, but gets the good stuff in there so we can party and have a good time at the same.
Yes, and the food just comes in from the plenty. I mean, we feed a lot of people at this rally.
And we're always looking for sponsors still. I mean, even because the sponsors for the event we've actually asked many people, a lot of people to come forward, but we're still looking for sponsors, especially around food. We have bakeries that have given us pizza, and we have restaurants, and we can feed as many people that they don't have to worry about what it costs to be there, but just to enjoy the day.
Yeah, which
That
is
helps.
definitely different from like a different fair that you might go to. So the Rally for Recovery is a free event. Nothing is vendored at the event. There's nothing sold.
Nope.
It's given away. So the food is free. The activities for the kids are free. The face painting is free. The idea is that sometimes you got 4 kids. It's tough to take them to the fair, but it's not tough to take them here. It's free and fun.
You can't keep it if you don't give it away. So
That's very true.
if anybody wants to volunteer to give food,
Yes.
let us know.
And then we have the Luminaria procession this year, which is a little bit different. Last year we did the water fire.
Yep.
I do love the idea of the Luminaria procession to the State House steps.
Yep.
Great way to honor those that haven't made it through.
Well, it's also, I think the change in the theme this year is, one, to understand we've had so many overdoses, and there's so many people that are in grief and loss, and we wanted to acknowledge that. But we've had people who we've lost every year. This has gotten a lot of publicity because of the numbers, but our hearts have been out every year to the people that we've lost. This year, the switch or the change is more around an understanding that each person really has the ability to share that hope with another person. And it's the right word. It's believing it's somebody. It's saying to somebody else, listen, I did this, you can do this. Listen, if I did this, you can do this. You can do this.
Yes.
It's sharing that hope and really understanding that we're like lights in this world, and especially in a lot of darkness. So we're really going to take that light and bring it all the way to the State House and let everybody at the State House know that we got a lot of lights going on here in this state.
I think a lot of lights brings a lot of votes,
and
doesn't
we
it?
got
It does. A lot of lights brings a lot of votes.
And we do have the motto this year, or the national 25th anniversary of the motto is to speak up.
Yeah, reach out and speak up.
And we want people that are in recovery to reach out and speak up about what their needs are and how they can stay sober, they can stay clean, they can stay in recovery in a long-term fashion.
Yeah, I mean, you mentioned something like, this year, obviously the numbers for overdose are definitely up, and they're out there, and they're making headlines and things like that. But, people have been dying from alcoholism and alcoholism-related health deficiencies, in the thousands every year going forward and forward. And I'm not trying to say one is, different than the other. I'm just trying to say that this, illness of addiction kills people in various ways,
Right.
Over various times. So it is the epidemic of overdose is the epidemic of addiction. It's just very highlighted right now at this point for that particular piece of the population. But the rally pretty much brings all of those people together.
Yep.
So, how you've got all these different fellowships and all these different recovery programs. The rally is really a grounds to come together to celebrate recovery, no matter how you do it.
It's
right?
what's going right.
Yes.
We get in the news and we're on television about what some of the things that don't go well. This is about what's going right. This is about the people that are working hard out there, our treatment providers who, work more than a 40-hour week.
Yes. Yes, they do.
It's all of that. It's about celebration of hope.
Absolutely. So I think we've got a few minutes here. I just wanted to rattle off some dates.
Yep.
I know that the rally kickoff is on the 29th of September, 10 o'clock in the morning. That's right on the lawn of DDH,
My
Department of Behavioral Health. That's right, your house.
Come on now.
September 13th is the big rally for
Yay.
recovery, and that is at Roger Williams Veterans Memorial Park. And that is right downtown. What's that, Canal Street?
Canal Street,
Canal
yep.
Street, okay. There's a Newport rally this year, and that's on the 26th at the Emmanuel Church, downtown Newport.
Beautiful.
The end of the recovery month is going to end with a public rally at the Women's Minimum facility, along with the girls from Dry Dock. And that's on September 30th. That's open to the public to support Recovery Behind the Walls. I love that our state does that.
I think we're the only state that actually
We
does.
are the only state that does
Another
that.
Rhode Island, yay.
Another Rhode Island, yay, yes. And so some other things that are going on that month, in the month of September, where this episode is going to air, that I just want to let people know about. Some of our close relatives here in New England, Connecticut Recovery Walks with CCAR is going to happen on September 19th. And Hope for New Hampshire Recovery Walks is going to happen on September 20th up in Concord. So if at all you need some information about lots of different recovery events to go to, you can always check out the Anchor Recovery Community Center website or Rhode Island Cares website. You can check out the Hampshire website, which has recovery events all the time. So basically, I think that we work really hard at a rally that does a really lot of good for a lot of people. No, Linda? What do you think?
I do, and I think that it's a Saturday, and we're already believing for nice weather. So
No, there is nice weather.
There is nice. Sorry.
Yes, there's definitely nice weather coming.
Just come on down and check it out if you have nothing to do. Sit and just watch.
Well, you never know. The Drums of Freedom has a they have a
Get
way
you
of
moving
getting
right down
some
there.
people moving right in
You
there.
got to show up first, right? So just show up.
That's it.
13th
Just show up.
September.
The 13th of September, yeah. You know what else? I love that you can hear us laughing in there. You don't, you go to these festivals and you always hear these little kids, you hear the crying. You just hear laughing, and there's a lot of hugging.
Yes.
That's what I do. I do think that's one of the best parts about the rally. So, in closing today, I guess, the message you want to take away from is this year's is the 25th anniversary of the Rallies for Recovery. The message is reach out and speak up. And we definitely want you to be present at the main Rally for Recovery on the 13th of September. You know what, the volunteers can sign up right up until the end. You can go right onto the website.
Absolutely. And for the first kickoff that we have at BHCDH, it's on 14 Harrington Road in Cranston, Rhode Island. And that's at noon, right? I think, if I'm not mistaken. From 10 to noon, I think
10
it is.
to noon,
10
yes.
to noon, and that's the beginning. So if you're busy on that day, come on out.
I hear that there's going to be some fun at that one.
I don't know. We might be up to a couple things.
Yes, I think so.
We always have something planned.
I
right,
don't think
Jim?
it's an event. Okay. Yes, I always know that there's always something good happening. And you know what else? The kickoff always gets people going. Like there's always and most of the folks that are involved in the rally always have fun things going on leading up to the rally to get their folks that they're engaged with excited for.
Well, I was at Newport County Mental Health this morning, and the woman that Mary Jane was talking about getting a bus road of people from South County and getting a van together and bringing everybody down. And
That's
I
awesome.
challenged that to the rest of the treatment providers out there. Get a van, fill people up, bring them in,
And
let them
have fun.
and have some fun. So,
That is a good challenge. I like that challenge.
You like that challenge? Okay.
Challenge to all the treatment providers out there. Get your folks to the rally so they can celebrate recovery with their families and their friends. And that's about all we have for today. So thank you very much.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
Thank you, Linda.